Today I'm backstage at Dion Lee Spring Summer 23 in New York, and Isamaya Beauty is sponsoring the show, and I'm going to be showing you all of what's going on backstage and also the makeup looks that we'll be working on today. So for the show this season, we were doing a couple of different looks, and everything was inspired by the tones in the clothes, some of the shapes, the references that Dion Lee gave me to kind of look at initially, some really beautiful butterfly, insect and kind of natural references. So the first look we are doing is an eye look. It's using the industrial palette pigments, and I'm basically crushing them up and mixing them with a mixing medium to make them liquid, and then putting them through an airbrush. And then I'm going to be spraying the airbrush through this piece of mesh, which is also from Dion's collection. I'm going to put it over the eye, and that'll kind of create this like bug-like skin effect. And the colors are going to be like really beautiful kind of khakis, browns, silvers, things that feel very natural in a very kind of nice tonal world. So I put a little bit of mixing medium in with the eyeshadow, and that's basically created a really nice colour that I'm now going to spray onto our model's face. So I'm just going to give it a bit of a mix in my airbrush like that. Just hold this like this across the face. So I'm angling it very slightly like this, and I'm going to just hold that in place while I airbrush. And it's just starting to spit out the colour. And then in my other airbrush, I have mixed this really chromy colour to create a kind of nice liquid silver, and I'm then going to spray that onto the outer side of her face. And then finally, I'm going to take a little bit of the black, and I'm just going to sponge it into the inner corner just to intensify the eye. And when you take it off, you create this really beautiful kind of chameleon sparkly effect. I've always loved Dion's work, so to be able to actually sponsor the show myself is really a bit of a dream come true. And I really love that a lot of the work that I see from Dion is this kind of mix of very sharp, graphic, almost digital silhouettes and shapes, but also he's very inspired by the natural world, and I feel like that's something that I also kind of relate to in my work. There's something very technical, but there's also something very kind of organic and natural about the work too. The colour palette happened to fall really, really beautifully into the world of industrial and the collection, especially with the kind of beautiful, sparkling, shimmery khaki tones, the kind of the iridescent hues, and it just kind of married really, really naturally and really well with everything that we've been doing with the industrial collection. So the hero product would be the industrial palette for this show. It's been really nice to kind of use it in a very different way. I've just, mentioned I've been running it through the airbrush, so I think it'll be really nice to show people that you can do a lot more with pigments than just using them with a brush or your fingers. You can break them down and you can mix them with mixing mediums, you can run them through the airbrush, you can paint with them. So it's just been a nice way to use the palette in a very different way that I haven't done before. I think I want the makeup to feel very harmonious and maybe bring out some of the patterns and the structures of the fabrics and the silhouettes. We took a lot of references directly from the collection, so I guess if the makeup can just reinforce those shapes and silhouettes, then that would be great. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed coming backstage, and of course, please message below in the comments if there's anything else that you'd like to see.